Mine's on it, I guarantee that. Comes from the Ronnie Cronister fan club.
Oh.
Well, no, there's two rows behind you. No, I'll start with this first one. Who won today's AER basketball shootout for the second year in a row? Winning 3 out of the last 4 years. Who finished second and how much was raised? There was an AER fundraiser this afternoon, and Ronnie the Rifleman Cronister finished again in first place for the second year. Myself, Arturo Freeman, John Shockey, Jerry Bolton, and Kurt Gross, all tied for second. And more importantly, we raised $450 for AER. So congratulations. We have a question for Facebook, and I'll point it to Joe Davis. Joe, if you want to use that mic up there to address it. The question was, I heard that a new shop bed and food establishment will be built on Martin Road. Where and when, what type of food? Talk loud.
All right. The answer is yes. They're fixing to be a shop bed on Martin Road. It's a corner of Mills and Martin. The answer is yes. It's a corner of Mills and Martin, the southeast corner. There's fixing to be a new shop bed. If you've never been in a shop bed, that's like a large convenience store. It will have gas, and it will have 2 food eateries, Burger King, Flippy's, and a space for one extra one if the mission needs it. The good news also is right behind it, we're fixing to build a brand new Redstone Federal Credit Union. So if you know where the child care centers are, this will be right across the road. And they're waiting to start that. We're just waiting on getting the lease in place. Both of those are fixing to be underway. Contract will be let on the shop in August. So construction starts this summer. Or fall.
Good news. All right. Thank you, Joe. All right, got another question here. CG, it says, your chart shows that we may face reductions up to 70% in defense spending. We've got that one chart that lost out. Do you anticipate reductions in force for AMCOM?
We're doing what-if drills now on some force reductions through AMC. Do I anticipate them? Probably. I would say that in the 17 time frame, 16, 17 time frame, they will look to cut some additional civilian slots. You know, the soldiers who were going down to about 495 from 565 or something like that. We're going down to 495. That's a given, and we're going to get down there in the palm. So what the chief is trying to do is do a gradual downsize. The Sec Army has said that the civilian workforce is going to be reduced. How much, though, we're not sure. And what we're trying to do is, our goal is with all of the work that we're doing on these efficiencies, is we're trying to turn the tide around a little bit. And this is how my storyline goes. We are in the next 20 to 30 years, we will be in a sustainment fight in our Army. We have been in a war fight, and we are going to continue that through 14 for all of our systems. Aviation and missile systems are the most deployed systems in our Army. And that's going to continue until we draw down. And even for missile systems, it may even stay up higher while they're deployed over in different countries to help with the mission that they have. So my argument is that be careful where you take your cuts. Sustainment has got to be maintained on all this equipment that we have now bought, or it has to be divested in some way. And so what we're looking at is we're trying to articulate how well and how efficient we can do the sustainment, so we can be that provider of choice, which is that vision statement I got out there. So that the sustainment piece, which has got to be maintained, we are going to have to take money from other areas to support sustainment of our systems. Okay? That's my view. I mean, we're moving 38 systems over the palm into sustainment. Some of ours are Block 2 Apache and 60 Lynx as an example. No monies are being transferred over, all right, to support those sustaining items in the out years. It's a zero-sum game, and that's impossible. And as more cuts continue to go, we're going to not modernize as quickly as we would like to. Those initiatives are already working. So that means we got to sustain older systems for a longer period of time, and something's got to give. And the something has got to be other dollars taken to put into sustainment so we can maintain these systems so they're airworthy and the material readiness is straight, and that we can make sure that the soldiers have the safest piece of equipment that we can provide. So that's where we're at right now. That's the brutal truth. And we're working through what-if drills just about every week. If you know Bill Matthews, he had a little hair before I got here. It's lessening, but and along with his team, because it's a lot of what-if drills that we're working through. And so far, we've been doing okay. We're still refining the articulation of what is the response when they say we're going to take this many $1 million from you. What will happen? You know, and if you can't articulate it, it's a fuzzy answer of, well, we just won't be able to do some things. They're going to take the money and wait and see what happens. That's where we're at right now. That's why we're so adamant about pushing back and saying, I don't want to hear, we sort of do this or we sort of do that. Tell me, Don, what are you doing? How does it affect the warfighter? And if it doesn't, you need to let us know that too, and that's an area that's going to go away. Okay? So, right now we have no specific cuts identified. But we're fighting the what-if drills almost every day. You know, so.
Any questions from the floor? I've got some more questions here, but I'll go back to the floor. We've got microphones in the back. Anybody that wants to follow or anything like that based on the boss's comments? Yes, sir.
The softball game the general mentioned, it's the first I've heard about it. Where will these take place?
Kira?
Is it Joe Gates?
Kiwanis Sportsplex off Jordan.
Oh, right there. Right on the post there.
Thank you.
And again, that's the 15th and 16th of June, first game at 1700. So please,
Yeah, it's
you
Task
guys,
Forces Week, and so we'll get a schedule out to everyone with all the different events that are going on. Obviously, you know, Huntsville and Madison do a great job of putting that together for all of us.
all right, sure. We hear rumors about staff studies by AMC and AMCOM. That's really two questions here. What is the intent and status of Task Force Redstone? The second piece, what is the intent and status of AMCOM staff study? I think that's really the G3 led effort for the Business Management Office and those.
Sure. Let me hit Redstone first. How this all started was Task Force Aberdeen. Vice Chief Staff of the Army at the time, General Corelli, went down to Aberdeen, and he saw that 3 two-star headquarters were basically going into Aberdeen, and none of them were drawn down in their workforce for the process of operating a post. And so they were all basically staffed to run a post. And he said, what are your efficiencies here? Why are you not looking at across the board all of these and bringing them together? And there wasn't a good answer. And so I was responsible. AMC tasked me to oversee that operation of talking to those commands and trying to figure out where synergies could be gained and how we integrate and what is the right size for different things. Now, I'll just tell you a little history. There's a decision point 91, I think it is, that the Vice did about different things on a base that you can integrate and synchronize. Okay? Task Force Redstone was basically to take what we did at Aberdeen. Now, I will tell you, the dirty little secret about Aberdeen is, and Dave Sparks is here, who's helped facilitate that with Angie, the initiatives group. The dirty little secret was we took a lot of the things that we're already doing here at Redstone, because we were already, I mean, like all of our lawyers are integrated and they support basically the whole post. Okay? And so what we did is for Aberdeen, we looked at those different synergies. Ms. Dickens is already the part for both myself, as in the majority she's also the park for SMDC for Lieutenant General Michael. So she wears 2 hats already, and so she's integrated it. All right, and so a lot of those initiatives that we thought needed to be done at Aberdeen, some of them we actually looked at, is it doable by what we have done already here at Redstone? Now, there are some other things going on that we're looking at efficiencies to see whether or not we can become even more efficient on how we have integrated different staff sets. Okay? The challenge always is are you looking for efficiencies, or are you just looking to bring people together and ultimately say, well, if that works, then you really need it. And so we're kind of struggling with that right now, because what we want to do is we want the same capability inside of each command, but if there is a way to bring people together and synchronize that work and be able to do it with a few less people, not today, but maybe down the road, then that's what we'll do. And so Redstone right now, where it's at is we have had numerous, in each area we've had a working group, and we asked them for alternatives. One obviously is the status quo, and we asked them for at least one more. Some gave us one more, some did not. Some we said, thank you very much. If you don't want to give us one, we'll give you one. Okay? And we've laid all that out. Now we're in the process of briefing leadership throughout it, because it touches more than AMCOM. I mean, I'm considered the senior mission commander for the post, but quite honestly, I've got Lieutenant General Formica and my boss, General Dunwoody, who ultimately has the final say. She's the senior commander. And so we will work through that, and we are working through that. I don't know what will change yet. I really don't. We've got some different initiatives of things that could work better if we brought them together. A lot of ours are already done, all right? And so we don't think there should be a change in those. And so we're working through the puts and takes and everything else. It is a very painful process, and we are very, very aware of all the different people and their concerns of what we'd do if we brought everybody together and just put one point of contact out, or left it alone. But we have to be able to articulate, in this case, to General Dunwoody, why we decided to leave it alone as well. Because that bridge, or that, the bus has already left. I mean, Task Force Redstone is an ongoing, living operation that I owe back to General Dunwoody what our plan is and where our way ahead is. Just like I did with Task Force Avenue.
Next question we've got is from Twitter. I guess it's somebody that doesn't work in the Sparkman complex, but the question is, are there any more plans for Sparkman Center parking? Sir.
We got it started. I was all excited about them building the parking. I think it's going to be done overnight. And someone burst my bubble. He said, yeah, we just finally got to walk. I said, yeah, but it's parking.
The answer is no. No, we're building 98 spaces right now, and we're ready to restripe the loop on the outside and pick up a few more. And we're looking for areas to continue. Of course, protection things are changing a little bit on us, and that may help us, may not. We're going through that analysis right now. But if you bring some money, sir, we'll.
Yeah, I was excited about the parking lot that they were building, and then we're going to stripe, so that'll give us some more extra slots. But someone suggested to me, said the only really way is to go up, and we don't disagree. But boys, that costs a lot of money, and the approval for that is near impossible. If you've ever been to Fort Bragg, FORSCOM headquarters came in and they took over the kids' soccer field, which really upset us guys with kids. And but there is no parking. They bust them. They built these parking lots that you can't. Well, it's a 15-minute walk. You can walk, but they have a bus to get them there. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. And so you can imagine when they moved in and found that out, there's no sense of humor right now, FORSCOM. But they got disapproved for a multi-level apartment building, which to me just was the most logical thing to do, especially when you're talking FORSCOM and USERA.
Sir, another question, really this is towards the Garrison, Mr. Clark. Why are they tearing down the former AIT barracks? Why are they tearing that down?
tower barracks will be torn down to the ground. The Y barracks, however, are going to be converted into a privatization or Marine Lodging hotel. So your business travelers will be able to stay on post, and they're going through all the analysis right now to see exactly what buildings they want to keep, what they want to tear down, what they want to add to it. So you'll have 160 rooms or so hotel inside our ship.
Yeah, if you, probably a lot of you haven't been getting updates, and we probably ought to put this out on the web of all the different things that are changing in years. I got to recognize, Joe and Curtis and all the unbelievable work that you all have done on this place. The forward thinking that we're doing, as far as where the old OMIMS area used to be, is going to be hopefully we're developing it into a one-stop. Where basically when you come in, that's where you go to either in process or out process. It will have, everything will be there. And the hotel over there, the idea is that there's still ATF and FBI guys that come in for their training. Okay, there's also the ILE, the CGSC for the majors that are here. We are a satellite site. And so the idea of putting a hotel there is a walking distance is exactly where we need to go. And then it'll give us some flexibility as well. And so all of these things, and if you look out at gate 9, we're adding an extra lane. We heard you when they said, we have a heck of a time getting out of here at night. We acknowledge that, but you just got to be patient with us because it does take time to build these things. And so we're putting a third lane to go out, okay, which will be super. We're also on Goss Road there. We're going to turn that road and run it alongside the current road and go up so that it comes out above the gate. And the reason we're doing that is it was costing us over $350,000 to man that gate for someone to do a wrong turn. Because that's all it was there for. It was for someone that accidentally turned the wrong way. That's why if we close it off, we save that amount of money. And the city, with the monies from the EUL, are going to build us a road that we can go along there and turn out above the gate. So we don't have to worry about this now going across stop and stoplight, everybody turning, and then, that mess. So everything that they're doing is really a logical way to go. It just takes unbelievable amount of time. And as you probably know, I'm not a patient person when I want to get things done. But it's the right way to go. And so.
All right, sir. Got a question from the SIG, or Command Initiatives Group there, obviously our big strategic thinkers we have there. This is from Carl Landers on behalf of the SIG. The question is the incoming CG like animal crackers? No. I guess they're just thinking that, sir.
Yeah. If you don't know, there's a secret passage behind the conference room that goes right into the Initiatives Group. They hate when they hear the door open. Because there's one of two things. One, I got an idea, which drives them crazy. Or two, I want some animal crackers, and they have a whole bunch of animal
So the question, I'm not sure I understand this though, Steve, is what officers will be placed at in the Redstone Gateway and at Gate 9? We're going to change the manning out there?
No, we're leasing the facilities now, so it depends on who the contractor leases. We don't have any offices out there.
Okay. Okay. Any questions at all from the floor? That's all the cards that I have. Right, and I've got one I'll just close with. It's a comment, and the comment came and said, "Sir, thank you for your leadership and vision the past 2 years. You're transforming the AMCOM business critical as we face declining defense budgets." Thank you.
Cool.
So,
Well, listen. The bottom line is it begins with you and it ends with you. And we can either be part of the solution or we can be part of the problem. You got to decide which you want to be. We have got to become the L&P experts of the world. And we have got to make sure that we're managing a supply chain, a $6 billion supply chain. And you may be one small part of that, but that small part, as you saw in that infamous Rubik's Cube of things, affects everything around you. And a lot of people don't understand how that affects the whole structure, whatever you're doing. And so every person is important. That's number one. But number two is that it's very important that you get involved process improvements and understand around you. I always say it's like a, you know, I had some folks, at a different place I was at, they were amazed at how much time it took to move from an inbox to an outbox. And they didn't understand the ramifications for having a standardized process just to do that. They had no idea where the stuff came in. They just know it came into their inbox. They put it in their outbox, and whether it was picked up today or next week, because that person went on leave, was inconsequential. So the variance of getting things done was literally a variance of about 30 days for just one throughput. And it was as simple as, if the guy's not at the desk, or the gal, get it to the person that is at the desk and tell them what it is and tell them pass it on if necessary. Whether it was important or not. We got enough hot actions that come through there. Trust me, I see them every day. You know? So it's as simple as passing paperwork that can improve the process within an organization to make it more efficient. I just ask that you stay involved, and if you're not involved, get involved, and you will get frustrated. Because if you don't, then you're not probably looking under every rock you need to look under, because there's a lot of frustrating things that go on. And all I say is keep the faith and keep on trying to improve your Fox rate, because that's what we're all about. If we're not improving it, you know, we will go away. I think there's a lot of people in the industrial community that say, basically, if you're not improving, then you are just another speed bump for the next company to come by and take over. For us, it's not that dramatic, but I'll tell you, it could be. And so the idea is make us so effective and efficient that they can't live without us. That's really what it's all about. And I have no doubt, we are already light years ahead of where others are. But we cannot sit on our laurels. We cannot. And so I appreciate what you all do, because you all make it great to come to work every single day. Thank you very much.